There's no time for waffling, these here to draw and flip. Battered eyes ready to go to line and fill and drip. News of buffs and updates, Sean has tea to spill. New heroes and special buffs and tales to fit the bill. Trading bars as we watch it bubble. If the heat's too high, we'll be in trouble. They're the champions of the griddle, but you can't taste even a little. You just watch along and know it'll turn out awesome. They're the champions of the griddle. They make God with scissors, and as the song ends, never forget them as friends. Champions of the griddle.
Nathalis, how dare you say
Right,
waffle time in our pancake show? How dare you?
It's not as clever as you think.
Yeah. Yeah, we've heard that one a whole bunch. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Griddle Champions. Woo! My name is Sean. I'm coming to you live from the safe, isolated confines of Cody Entertainment Streaming Studio in beautiful Victoria, British Columbia, Canada. With me today, and my forever best pancake favorite artist in the world, is Lee. Yay, Lee. Woo!
Yay! Hello, forever best friend Sean. And I'm coming to you live from Tucson, Arizona.
Tucson.
Whoop. And I was thinking I'd maybe make some pancakes today.
Yeah, maybe 2. That's it.
Possibly 2, 3 if we're feeling lucky. But it's another one of those things where Sean's like, hey, I got an idea for what we could do. And I was like, yeah, man, hit me, whatever it is. He's like, okay, this. And I was like,
Nice.
okay.
You've been wanting to do this for a long time, so.
Yeah. I've been wanting to do this for a while. That doesn't mean it's not a daunting task, but
Yeah.
let's get it going.
Lee, you're probably coming a bit quiet. Want to say something now?
Okay. I'll say something.
Is that better? Thinking I'm turning it up right. Waiting for confirmation from Jay or chat. Sounds a bit better. All right, I'll turn it up I think a little bit more. And there we go. Okay, we'll go with that. Yeah. Welcome everybody. Nice welcome to the talk show on the Friday mornings, where we can just hang out and chat about the game or chat about anything really. Most likely Elden Ring, because I heard you bought it.
I did.
Yeah.
I did.
Yeah. How you feeling? How you liking it?
Oh, dude. It's so good.
It's really good. Yeah.
It was, you know what it was? It was like, I was like, all right, I'm going to wait. And then Cypher, Tier, and Trevor just, they hyped it up well enough. You know, I watched Cypher playing it, and I was like, all right, this is just going to have to happening.
Yeah. Oh, hey, DJ.
I don't regret it. And Ashley didn't give me a bunch of crap for it.
That's funny. Hey, DJ Knight, how's it going?
Hey,
I was
DJ.
told that being present was a good idea. I think so. I mean, I believe it's in one of them. Yeah. Yeah, Elden Ring, really good. A lot of fun. I think they did the open world really well. I think. You can kind of just go anywhere and do anything, and nothing's blocked off. And if it is, you just need those little like stone keys to like get in there. So, yeah, I've, as someone who's not a Souls game player, I've actually been really enjoying Elden Ring.
Yeah, they've done some stuff to the to make it more fun. Like your stamina doesn't run out from everything. It seems like it runs out like when you do kind of combat stuff, but like if you're just like running around the map,
Yeah.
doesn't really seem like it's
Yeah, that's true. Jidog is asking, how is my head? It's doing good. Had a pretty gnarly headache the past couple days.
probably because you're wearing the wrong hat.
Yeah, no, I'm actually specifically not wearing the other hat because it's a bit tight sometimes. So,
Oh.
yeah. So I'm trying to avoid pressure on my head, which is why I'm wearing the toque. It's soft and comfortable. Has Luke's face been a Girl Champions pancake yet? I don't think we've done Luke's face yet. It might be cool if we have time.
Yeah. Has Lee's arm been in a Griddle Champions or an Idle Champions comic strip? That's the real question.
Yeah, come on, Luke. What are you doing? Yeah. I saw something. Oh, Niskus was saying, am I the only one not playing Elden Ring? I think so. I think there's probably like 2 people in the whole world that aren't playing Elden Ring. And they're both here in chat. How odd is that? So is this food art or art food? Oh, that's a good question.
I would say it's.
I think it's
even
food
though
art.
Food art is definitely the word. I think art food is actually a good way to refer to it because it's like one of the hardest things that we have to deal with at times is people, especially if I'm doing something locally, because like when we're hired for events that are like travel oriented and things like that, most of the people know the score. Dan Cakes is pretty well known in like especially like colleges and things like that. But like if I'm trying to locally do something and I have to kind of explain what pancake art is, which is a really hard starting point for like, and you need to pay me for it. Like, hey, it'd be really cool. It's pancake art. It's really cool. Everyone enjoys it. It's this and that. And they're like, oh, great. Yeah. What is that? And then I spend 20 minutes explaining what pancake art is.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, that sounds cool. Yeah, we should do that. Like, cool. Here's my fees. Like, wait, you pay? Yeah.
Wait, I pay you for doing art? What? That's ridiculous. Pay your artists. Pay your artists more. Got an interesting bug. I'm running information with Crawl and Shandy. Is that weird? That's really good. That's yeah, a little bug. Yeah, pay your creatives 100% DJ. 100% agree.
But also hire your creators.
Yes, hire them and pay them everything they're due.
See, I do commissions.
Yeah.
In theory.
I mean, in
Actually,
theory.
pretty cool one coming up.
Ooh. You should do one of those, like, like artists have like the it's like they're kind of like their breakdown of like their costs for like commission stuff. You should do one of those for pancakes.
But the thing is, it's so variable. Like, amount of detail, there's like so many things that kind of factor into it. Like I have like a baseline for the most part.
Yeah.
But it is more of a conversation than just straight up saying like, this is what it costs for this.
Yeah. We put a poll up for who is playing Elden Ring. Please vote.
Yeah.
We want to get that. Someone suggested it in chat. I think it was Niskus suggested it in chat. And I was like, that's a good idea. Poll us up. Rise, ye tarnished. Yeah. Don't miss web design. Oh yeah. Wow. Only a hand. Now people are either lying, or there's really not a lot of people playing Elden Ring right now. Oh, you need to have a not yet option too. Oh, that is true. Yeah. Yeah, probably the people who play Elden Ring is a very small percentage of people. It's a lot less than I thought. Unless people are lying and they're playing with the mess. catch what you're throwing down. But I must never played any of the Soulsborne games. I mean, I've barely played the other ones. I never really got very far. So this is my first one I've actually kind of putting time into, and I've actually started to really enjoy it. The first like 6 hours, I was very, very frustrated.
Yeah. But then you start to get good stuff.
Oh yeah. Then you start figuring it out, and it's pretty good, yeah. The matter of my nephew could do that for free. Quote seriously was sky high. A month later, still on the website. Oh man, yeah. If your nephew could do it for free, then why isn't your nephew doing it, huh? Like, I'm guessing there are more folks watching people play Elden Ring. Yeah, yeah, probably. My TikTok has been nothing but like Elden Ring stuff, and it's like find this sword here, do this like cheese or runes here, and do this here, and it's like, no, it's like, I don't want to see this yet. 6 hours is too long before it gets fun. Yeah, I think I was just getting, because I was super new to the game, so like the learning curve, like, and the way the game like directs you off the bat, it is, what's the best way to describe it? It's very much a game that's kind of broken out of the traditional game molds, where it's not like it's not like guiding you through stuff. It's like, hey, you've made it through the tutorial. Here's your open world. This is the way you should be going. Have fun. And like, that's it. That's all it does.
Yeah, it's like, here, there's something that's kind of pointing you in the direction of a thing.
Yeah.
Otherwise, good luck.
Yeah.
Oh, and if you go to that thing now, you will not do well.
Yeah, and then it kind of it teaches you right off the bat that, like, you know, big monsters are very scary, because there's the tree knight outside, and you walk up to him and he just whoops you in one hit, and you're like, oh, okay, this is the game. That it kind of gives you like a harsh lesson right off the bat, and then you have to then progress from there, and it's just a lot of learning. So,
but it does do a good job of like making the things that you're seeing that you really shouldn't try to go after scary enough that you don't want to.
Yeah. I think what it could do a little bit better is just maybe help improve the tutorial stuff a little bit more, because there was a point where there was like 6 hours where I couldn't level up, and I had gone to all like the graces you're supposed to go to, and I was like, why do I not have the ability to level up? Like, I know this exists, but I can't do it. It turns out you have to actually rest at the thing to get that ability, and I was like, well, that's kind of silly. Like, I went to it, I didn't need to rest yet, so then I moved on. But like, no, you have to sit there and rest, and you have to get summons. You have to go back to a certain space and see someone there at a certain time. And they're like kind of the fundamentals of the game that you don't get, unless you know where to go and what to do. So I think that was a little frustrating.
I didn't know how to get summons for a long time.
Yeah. Yeah. Salient says that do the various food artists form gangs, like the cake folks versus pancakes versus vegetables? Yeah, man, those vegetable artists are out of control crazy.
It's actually more of like a community of like, hey man, that's really cool what you do. You know, there's a lot less like infighting and more mutual respect. I still want to meet, because like I haven't seen a person that does it, but I have seen like a thing of it. It's like beer foam artists.
Oh.
I mean, if there's a thing, an art of it exists.
Yeah. I like the latte art. Those ones are cool. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. So
when we did the event with Disney at their D23, I think is the number. Mm-hmm. They had like a really good latte artist also at the event, and named Michael Breach, and he's great. Nice guy too.
Yeah. So apparently, out of the 70 people who voted, 59 are not playing Elden Ring. Only 11 people are. Dang, people. Okay. We'll stop talking about Elden Ring. Didn't realize there was that many people not playing.
When has that ever stopped us?
Yeah, that's true. Jidok has a question. Are we getting the Tatiana wallpaper on the Discord channel? Probably. I think it's on. I think Trevor's the one that usually posts those. So he'll probably, when he has a moment, he'll get to it. Just don't spoil it. Oh, totally. Yeah. No spoilers here. I mean, if you go to hear it this time, you'll get the sort of feast and famine. I don't know. It's a magic card, but.
Yeah, I was gonna say it doesn't sound like a thing that wouldn't be in it.
it's close enough to something like, yeah, that's possible.
Yeah, it's close enough to a sword I have.
Yeah. Yeah.
An awesome sword that I have.
I'm not playing because I haven't bought it yet. I'm still on PS4. Yeah, I guess that poll could have been like yes, no, planning to. Would have been a bit better, I think. And then I think the planning to might have been a bit larger than the no. So, good magic. It's a great magic card. What are you talking about? That's a fantastic card.
Feast or famine?
Yeah, it's sort of feast and famine. It's when you attack somebody, you get to untap all your mana. So it's really good. Elden Ring sounds a lot like Skyrim. How is it different, better? Oh man, yeah.
It's not like, I don't think it's like Skyrim at all.
I mean, it's Skyrim in the sense that it's open world magic fantasy, and that's kind of where it
starts and stops.
Yeah, I mean that's about as far as that gets. You know, it's better in that. Oh man, I don't know. That's a good question. I played a decent chunk of Skyrim, like 6 years ago. Maybe at this point, like 9 years ago. It was okay.
I didn't like it at all.
Yeah. I mean,
first person is not the way I want to experience.
Yeah, I think the third person is very nice. The combat I think is actually a lot better in Elden Ring, because it's more I think it's more tactical a little bit. And if it's really a game that punishes you. Elden Ring is very much a SNES game upgraded into the new age, where like you get like the bare minimum required to kind of learn to play the game, and then it just sets you free. Then you can go explore every nook and cranny of this huge map, and find stuff, right?
I'll tell you, I'm impressed that Elden Rings has a perfect rendition of the Battletoads sewer bike stuff. It's very much like the Super Nintendo. Let's talk about the hardest thing I could think of.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I don't think what else how else is it different? Like they are just vastly different games, but like the only thing that boils down to that being the same is the fact that they're open world, much like Breath of the Wild is an open world game. But I think I feel like the open world here is pretty well done. Like you're not really blocked off from going anywhere. You can walk to the highest level area and get your face caved in if you want to.
You can also, you can go through these places and avoid everything.
Oh yeah, you can just jump on your horse and just go. Teleport traps are my favorite because they take you to random places and you have to like escape from them. Those are a lot of fun. Although the panic sets in when you open the chest and like the smoke comes out, you're like, oh god, I'm in trouble.
See, now I feel like you're breaching just a little bit into a spoilery.
I mean, trapped chests aren't like a new thing. Well, I think I was being specific on what chest was where that would take you where, I think is spoilery. Yeah. Plus, there's always like a message in front of the chest. It's like, hey, warning. What really grinds my gears is people putting messages around levers. Like, it's making it so hard to pull the lever. Like, come on. It's like I've already died to this boss 5 times already. Let me just pull the goddamn lever. We're not getting spoilers on Real Genius Story. I'm not gonna spoil anything major about the game. I'm like, I think I've got like 20 hours ish into the game, and I've like barely progressed through main story stuff.
It's so weird that we live in a time where I'm only 20 hours into a thing, means so obviously I'm not that far.
Yeah. Well, I mean, in this instance, I've just been doing a lot of exploring and running around
Sure.
and finding stuff. Like, I think someone speedrun it is now at 49 minutes, so you can just rush the end if you want to. Wait, there's more than one? I don't know. I found one so far, so there might be more. Ooh.
You have speed runs?
No, those trap chests.
Oh.
Yeah, I know. I've seen one. I think it's the same one that we were talking about, Real Bunny Beast. But what are they gonna look up? Obligatory questions: breakfast and drink choices today. No breakfast and water. It's great.
Yeah.
that night I had to move a bunch of stuff over to our storage unit. And then on the way in, I was like, I was thinking about stopping at Starbucks. I was like, no, I gotta go. But then the Starbucks I was walking past was drive-through only anyway. So I was like, well, that sucks. Somebody was asking about the weekend buffs. I'll get that up and running. Well, that's an old one. Oh my god, they're so old here. Huh. It's the 11th. All right. No one's updated these. There we go. Okay. I'll get the weekend buffs in 10 minutes when we have the next kind of announcement go out for the game. That seems fair. Oh. I think we just started the Tatiana event though. So I hope everyone's enjoying and have unlocked Tatiana. I did my standard deep push of the new event, and it got to 1409, which I think is a new record for me.
Yeah, all right.
Which was very nice. Yeah, yeah. My first run, no favor, got to 1409, which is pretty good.
Oh, yeah.
Cross was saying, yes, I'm enjoying the new event and championship. My favorite tank other than Briv. She's so fun. Oh, nice. Glad to hear. Yeah, I haven't really played with Tatiana yet. I was probably going to a little bit later on today. I want to get back to my home office and see how she goes. Is it Modron cores that you get that deep without favor? Yeah, the Modron core really helps because it gives you a bunch of extra gold, so I can level up things a little bit faster that way. And I only have I think I have all 3 cores maxed. I don't know if they're all like epicked out though. So I kind of just use the Modest core most of the time, and that one is epic all around. And that is, it gives you a bunch of gold finds, so it helps in the beginning. Then I pop a bunch of gold potions as well.
Hey, Lauren.
Hey, Lauren. I know who that is. I recognize that marshmallow. Yes, it's the marshmallow you recognize. Yes, not the wings or the face, but the marshmallow. Definitely loving Tatiana. Very great how she works. Good to hear. That's, I think Justin said before we hired in on a new designer to kind of help with designing the game and stuff. And some of the stuff he's come up with is pretty fun. So I'm really excited to see how it's implemented. There's a couple of champions I'm really excited for. They're gonna be pretty cool.
I'm hoping that we get some more Dark Dice Society people.
Black Dice Society?
The Black Dice Society.
Yeah, Dark Dice. I was like, what? What is Dark Dice?
Sorry, we've been talking about like Dark Souls stuff.
Oh,
so
yeah,
much.
that makes sense. Yeah. Yeah, that's the hot topic right now. The Dark Ice Society. Yeah. The DIS. Yeah. It's yeah. There's also the Briv event, so I imagine a lot of people are running there and getting their Brivs. Getting their Briv up super high, get that 4 skip going, and then you're good to go.
No, so you want me to just do the characters, Sean? No, I'm thinking do the whole comic. Okay.
You said you wanted to do comics, right? So Snack Exchange Pancake Unite. Yeah, this is it. All right, good luck, Lee. I believe. I have full faith in you. that. Huh. Weird. Where can the comics be found? A lot of them are found on Twitter. You can go through there. You can see the most recent ones. Also on our website. So if you go to like codenamementertainment.com and then select Idle Champions under games, we have a media section that has all of our comics from our previous artist Woody Hearn, who was doing some of our comics beforehand, and then we moved over, and then Luke started doing them afterwards, and Luke's been going ever since. A lot of really cool like poster arts from the previous Idle Champions Presents, the Unfair Seas stuff, the Bardic Inspiration big poster one. Yeah, a lot of really cool stuff. Here, I can just actually, I'll just oh, and then I guess the Discord channel. Yeah, there you go. There's a link to them all. All these comics are super cool. Yeah, one of my favorite ones is the, where is it? Oh, it's the Sidelines one where it's Zerbu walking off, being like, "Oh god, I'm so done. I'm finally done." And like with Delina, like it sucks that Kron's on the bench though. It's like Delina, Kron, and Griddle being like, "What are you doing here? You're the star player." He's like, "Coach wants to give the new girl a try." I was like, "I can take a break." Yeah, a lot of cool ones. Yeah, we have all these events, and we have the free time gets coming back in 2 weeks. That'll be back to the normal cadence of stuff. Yeah, I don't think there's anything else. Anything else new to report? Until Idle Champions, just the fun Tatiana. Who else is in this? Oh, it's Alindra, right? Is also in this event. I think it's also Alindra. Events. Yeah. Oh, it's Briv's last event too. Ooh. If we had a real marshmallow to add. Yeah. Oh, totally. Apparently, yesterday was Mario Day as well. On March 10th. Question is it confirmed 2 time gate weekend, 2 free time? Yes, there will be 2 time gate weekends for free. Yeah, 2 free ones back to back. So if we skip the event, we'll always do the 2 back to back. So you don't miss out on anything. Yeah, so it'll be the the 25th and the 1st. Who else is in the scat pack? What? I'm imagining brisket coated in marshmallow cream rolled up in a pancake. Ew. I don't know how I would brisket coated in marshmallow cream and then rolled up in a pancake. I think it would depend on the brisket. It sounds like a lot of not so much, to be fair. Yeah, I think you would need a really heavy barbecue brisket for that to be good.
With briskets and pancakes trying to take over for the chicken and waffles.
Yeah. Walk away for a few minutes and come back to hear that. Yeah, let's whew. I had a real marshmallow fluff in my chocolate chip waffle fluffer nutter today. Wow, that's a that's a sentence. Brisket coated in spicy brown sugar glaze wrapped in a really thin pancake. Yeah, that's pretty good. I guess where is the thin pancake to crepe line?
I mean, it's so funny. We once were doing a thing all the artists. We were at a thing, and we were asked what's the difference between crepes and pancakes? It's like, huh. well, but I do believe that there is more of a difference between a crepe and it just being a thin pancake than that. Like I think there is a difference in how it's made. Besides for
Pancake has a
thickness.
raising agent such as baking powder or baking soda, and a crepe does not.
Sure.
And there's a difference. That's about it. Yeah, floof powder. Yeah, that's it. That's exactly it.
What am I missing? Where's that?
Glady Secret says, so when does green grass start? I believe that's going to start... so that's right here. That's I think the 6th of April is green grass. I think that's the way that works out. Let me check my calendar. Pro 6. Yeah, green grass on the 6th. Oh god, sorry, I keep yawning. Green grass or Kira and my birthday. Oh, that's awesome. It's a stacked day. And that'll be Melf Kira and secret new champion. Woo! Laying out the critical role.
Secret new champion.
Laying out the critical. Always J-Dog. Every Thursday, it's always up watching Critical Role. It's the one show I never want to fall behind on because getting caught back up is, oh boy.
Luckily, I have a day job where if I decide like that's what I'm gonna do, it wouldn't take me too long. Hence why conversations between you and I is like, it's like, oh yeah, I'm 100 episodes farther in Glass Cannon.
See, you started listening yesterday. Yeah, I fell asleep watching this time. Yeah, this episode was as much as I love combat, it does get a little much after a while. I think a lot of this episode was combat, so. Yeah. Shit, now I want crepes. Yeah, no, I want breakfast, man. I'm hungry. I was a little upset that Starbucks is closed. Ugh. We both get breakfast. Yeah, yep. Yep. I was on a good streak too. It's getting breakfast before every stream. But no.
I feel bad that every time we've been like, hey, DJ, we're making a pancake you might be interested in. It's also like, oh, it also is going to be one where we're taking a lot of time on it. hope you don't have plans.
I hope you don't have any means to go to. Yeah.
and we'll send a tweet out that's like, you know, if you're lurking, we can just be like, hey, it's about that time.
Yeah. Oh, right. DJ says it's completely cool with capital completely, and a thumbs up. Right now, Sean, the alert went out. Buffs now, please. Yes. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the show. Time for weekend buffs. Where'd my thing go? Hey. Okay. This weekend is the Shadowfell Shenanigans weekend. We are buffing Orkira, Jarlaxle, Jamila, Penelope, and Talon. With the GE for this week being Orkira's slot 2. The Pentaloons of the Dragonborn. That's just the increase to all champions. Yeah, so Orkira buffing the debuff. Elemental Fire. Jarlaxle gets the Master of Piracy in Disguise. Jamila gets the Frontline Fighter and Berserker's Confidence. Penelope has the Have You Met My Friends? And Talon gets everything. All of the stuff's being boosted. Scare attack, spot weakness, and antagonist. Dang, Talon. If you're a Talon user, this is your moment. The Golden Pentaloons. That's correct, County Coup.
I'll tell you what I'm also super excited about is Lauren's new show.
Oh?
I don't know how you could textualize telling me the correct way to say it, but is it Children of Erte or
Oh, yes,
birthday.
that one, yeah.
Oh my gosh, it looks cool.
Lauren's like, well, it's a show I'm on. Yep, you got it right. You got it right, so. It's Ierte? That's pretty cool. I've seen like that come up on Twitter a couple times. It looks very interesting.
I didn't get to catch all of it, but they had their Session 0 episode. And it was very cool.
Oh, that's awesome.
And I plan on making some art of it
Ooh.
after the stream.
Ooh, after the stream.
Well, it's one of the things because I really admire everyone that's on that show. And I have made pancakes for or about everyone on that show, except I have not made one yet for Alicia Marie Body on Twitter. Alicia. And I felt like it was time to change that. It was just unfortunate that it was the last character that was announced, like the art that they threw on there. So the timing of like that art being available to mix and make was like right as we were starting the show, so I couldn't do it last week. But I will be doing a character portrait today.
Someone's asking if the weekend buffs are running yet. No, they go running at noon Pacific Standard Time. So about an hour and a half, hour and 24 minutes. Then the weekend buffs will go live. Also, reminder, it is daylight savings this weekend. Yeah.
That means means the show's gonna be an hour earlier for me now.
Oh no.
Goodbye, sleep.
Yeah.
It was nice while you lasted.
We get to lose an hour. So you skip ahead. Skip ahead an hour.
J-Dog, I mean, I have a Twitch handle, so I guess that technically means I have a Twitch channel, right? I don't know a ton about how Twitch works. I think it's just a matter of like going live.
Yeah, as long as you sign up for an account, you can then just go live. But then
Right.
you need like
The thing
OBS
is,
or.
I have so much going on, like trying to keep the dream of pancake art stuff, like doing gigs alive. This show, amongst other, like just trying to balance that and having a kid and having a day job and having a family and all those things mixed up. The idea of building my own channel, while it sounds like a really fun thing, it also sounds like just the worst thing imaginable.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
I mean, like with this is so awesome because I have a built-in audience of like people play the game, people like chest codes. They drop in to see what's going on, find out it's pancake art, are interested in what pancake art means. But like to start my own channel, I'd go from nothing and have to build that audience, which is doable, and I think it'd be a lot of fun. It would just be a time sink that I just can't imagine at this point in time.
Yeah, that's fair. Wait, what time does the jump happen? It's like 2 a.m. on Sunday morning, I think. March 13th. So for us, yeah, it's like 2 a.m. on Sunday, March 13th. So it'll go from the it'll hit 2 and then go right to 3.
Oh.
Oh no.
It's okay. As I knew it was starting to fall, I did like everything I could to
watch
make
it
land to make it land in a way that was not going to
to damage the pancake.
yeah.
Yeah.
Just rest gently on Akira's pauldrons.
Exchange rate on time is less in Canada. We go back 40 minutes.
Stabigail, I super appreciate
So funny.
that you would sub to my channel, but don't you have to like make affiliate before you could even take subs? And
I believe so, yeah.
it's just the anxiety it produces is I mean, I don't know. Maybe if I'm doing like pancake, because there's like a couple I want to do today, possibly.
Yeah, well,
Maybe
I
I'll
think
just
it requires like a time spent watched and number of viewers. I believe that's what it is.
because I also just find that when I post anything about like pancake stuff on like Twitter or anything, the engagement of it just is really low anyway. So like there have been times where I'm like, hey, we're doing this, come on by, and it doesn't yield anything, which is fine. I'm not upset about that. It's just a matter of like,
Yeah. So affiliate is you need 50 followers, maintain an average of 3 concurrent viewers, stream 500 minutes or more within the last 30 days, and then stream over at least 7 days over the last 30 days.
right, and that just seems like a lot.
It's a lot, yeah. So I mean, you could do it in a week, but it would take a lot of streaming.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I might, if I can figure it out, I might, when I start doing the pancakes, just do like, just making it go live. But then that's the thing, is I don't want to take away from Slay.
Oh yeah.
So I shan't be doing that.
Yeah, because like 500 minutes is 8 hours. So you'd have to do like 8 hours or more with 3 concurrent viewers, at least for at least 7 days. So stream 7 days for at least 8 hours total, with at least 3 viewers, and 50 followers. Yeah.
Hi, is it Irene or Irene? Is that how you spell Irene? And I just am.
It's Irene UK. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know why it looked like it's probably was pronounced differently than just Irene.
Oh, I run.
Oh.
Irian?
So
Along those lines, yeah.
So I was closer to correct.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a lot of work to make affiliate. It's a lot harder to hit partner.
Sure.
Yeah, that's the harder one. Because I think that's just like subjective. They kind of just like, yeah, I think you're good enough now to hit partner.
I mean, honestly, if anything, I'd probably just try to grow the Dan Cakes Twitch.
Yeah, that'd probably be a good way to do it. Use the brand. And that way you...
That's one thing that's been really nice in the last, like, little while, you know, the last few years, is, you know, Dan started Dan Cakes, but the concept of, like, oh, Dan Cakes is at this event, that must mean Dan's somewhere, isn't as big, you know, like, it finally feels like we as artists are more than just the name.
I'll get name tags to just say Dan on it.
I mean, our chef coats have our name on it,
Yeah.
but like my business card has Hank's name on it because, frankly, good. I don't want people calling me.
Oh yeah.
You know, call Hank. It's just
Call-
on the
call
back.
him
It
Andrew,
says
man.
your artist
Yeah.
was. But
Yeah.
there's a lot of work coming in right now, which is great. Like in April, I've got 2 pretty decent events coming up,
Nice.
and it's gonna be, one of them's great because it's like I fly into Vegas Monday night.
Ooh.
Well, I mean, it's literally just the location. Like I go in Monday night, go to sleep. Event is Tuesday morning early, and I fly back Tuesday afternoon.
Oh wow. That's super quick.
Yeah, so that's awesome though,
Yeah.
because it means I'm able to do that without having to take any work days off. Like
Yeah.
I don't have to do any kind of
Isn't it just like
finagling of.
isn't it just like one state over for you too, right?
Yeah, you'd be surprised though at the fact that it was not super easy to find a direct flight.
Really?
Right. And what's even weirder is most of the time when I fly, Vegas is one of my layovers.
Yeah.
So it's weird. Everything's so weird. Flying out of Tucson is the only thing that I just cannot stand about living out here. I like Tucson a lot. It's beautiful. There's mountains everywhere. My drive to and from work is just gorgeous. But gig work, flying out of Tucson is terrible.
Yeah. You think it would be better to drive into Phoenix, go to the airport there, to fly out of there?
Okay, if I wanted the direct flight aspect, but it's like if I fly out of Tucson, I have a layover for a couple of hours maybe. But if I drive into Phoenix, I'm driving 2 hours to prevent possibly an hour layover.
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay.
And I'm paying for the gas to drive to Tucson, and I'm paying to Phoenix, and I'm paying for the parking at Phoenix. So if it makes a lot of sense someday, like if there is like, look, the price difference to get you out here is huge going from Phoenix as opposed to going from Tucson, or I can't get you out of Tucson and have you on time, then I'll happily take a shuttle or drive.
Yeah.
Until that's needed, I don't mind it. I don't mind layovers, honestly.
Yeah, I don't mind layovers with it. It's not like usually the hour or two layovers aren't too bad. It's when you get stuck in you get an airport for like 6 hours. You're like,
yeah,
what's going on?
Yeah, the trying to catch a plane on time has been an issue before.
Yeah.
It's sometimes doesn't work.
Yeah.
Hey, Luke.
Oh, there he is. Hey, Luke. I've only ever laid over in Vegas and never properly visited. Yeah.
I've properly visited when I was in my what I refer to as my dark times. So I've definitely lost a lot of money and made some real bad choices.
Yeah.
I also got to see a Cirque du Soleil. That was really
Oh, that's cool. I'd like to go to Vegas just to experience it. I've never been, never even laid over there, so.
It's just I have an addictive personality, as I've mentioned before.
Yep.
And I don't feel like gambling is far enough off that path for me to be like, but that's probably fine.
Yeah.
So I don't really risk it.
I think I like loot boxes and RNG, which in turn means I like gambling.
Right.
I'm pretty good at being like, all right, I've spent too much money. I'm going to stop now.
Yeah, I don't think I have that button.
Yeah, that's a hard thing. So, be responsible. Just be responsible. If you know your limits, stay within it, right?
I'm known to take it to the limit.
Yeah. Luke says, I do want to go to Vegas to those ranges that you shoot any gun, and then in brackets, and some rocket launchers. What?
Yeah.
That is not safe.
Well, I mean, it's done, I'm sure, in a pretty safe manner.
Yeah. Yeah, Vegas is Vegas, yeah.
Hey, I'll be right back.
Uh-oh.
I'm so sorry. I need to make sure my dog isn't destroying the house.
Oh, no. Okay. Quick, while he's gone, say nice things about him. Do they allow rocket jumping? I don't think so, Real Buddy Beast. Gets 23 so when I start adding things from Helena's Guide to Monster Hunting to my campaign, I did not consider how much time I have to spend transcribing Helena's stuff to Private Homebrew on D&D Beyond. Ooh, yeah. Usually that stuff is already there, though. So you can always take a look and see if that's available. I know, like, we were doing Humblewood with some of my friends, and a lot of the Humblewood stuff is already there.
So sorry about that.
Yeah.
I'm just the only one in the house right now, and oh my gosh.
Was it too quiet?
Well, she's a 1-year-old pup, and there's no one else in the house besides me right now. So if there's stuff to get into,
Now's the time, yeah.
she would pee in Miles's room,
No.
not because she couldn't wait to go outside, but to put Miles in his place.
What?
Yeah, it was like targeted.
Oh no.
So we're like, oh man, it's great that she's so potty trained. And
Yeah.
then we were like in his room. It's like, it smells like dog piss in here.
No. Any chance of puppy photos on Twitter? I think there's some on Twitter.
I have a couple.
Helian's guide is not fully released, and since third party is not technically allowed to release it. Oh yeah. But also, this particular item has boons specific to its creation. Ooh. Let me take a look at that. Helian's guide. To monster hunting. A 5e supplement. Oh, I think I saw this. Does it kind of add like monster hunter like stuff to it? That you can like take monster pieces and craft stuff out of it.
What's this?
Well, it's a supplement called Heliana's Guide to Monster Hunting
For what?
for 5e.
Oh,
Yeah,
cool.
That's pretty cool. As rules for tracking, harvesting, crafting items for monsters. Yeah, oh, that's cool. That's something that is like, I think sorely missing from D&D. It's just like crafting, or like finding certain monsters to like take their parts and stuff. Yeah.
Or like eating and making and preparing food being like any kind of fun.
Yeah.
Like, oh, we should go to the tavern and get wasted. I'm like, why? Like, it has no.
So you're just
No
gonna make
thinking.
some con saves and make tomorrow a lot harder. Thanks.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. I think there's always like a lot of like really cool like 5e supplements to back on Kickstarter. That like I hesitate to really back a lot of them because like I'll have them and then like, do I then use them all? I honestly just want my pixel dice. That's all I want.
When are those supposed to come out?
I don't know, man. They're falling pretty far behind because of their like the shipping problems that were going on, and like there's like a lack of like there was like an electronic delay and stuff. So they're pretty much, everything is pretty much TBD. Yeah, it's supposed to come out in like December 2021 or something like that. Yeah, or I think I think
really?
even before that. Yeah. Yeah, they are. So Pledge Manager is open. TBD waiting on final production release. The estimated dev kits for April and May, and that's tentative. And then the single dice and the dice sets are all TBD waiting on production. Yeah. Yeah, there was like an electronic shortage going on for a while that really hampered them.
Thanks, crypto.
Yeah. Pretty much. There's an officially released D&D cookbook that had a full menu for the Yawning Portal in the last home. Yeah, I got it's Heroes Feast or something like that. That's what it is.
Like the cookbook.
Yeah, the cookbook. Yeah. Yeah, I got the cookbook. There's a couple of cool recipes in there. Oh, Heroes Feast. Yeah. I just want these pixel dice, man. I think I
did Art and Arcana, right?
Sorry.
I think it's by the folks that did Art and Arcana.
Probably.
That book I have.
Yeah. It's a cookbook. Yep. Yeah. I ended up backing I think 4 or 5 pixel dice, so I really just want them, man. It's taking so
Have
long.
they been pretty good about communicating stuff?
They
though?
update once a month, which is honestly all you can really expect. You know, like any more, it seems weird. Any less is like, okay, you're waiting too long. But like, they do pretty like in-depth like things when they say like for the first for every month. So it's not too bad. They show off their circuit board designs and with kind of a bit of the process and programming. So it's just a waiting game. That's all. I'll get it soon.
Backgrounds too, Sean. Come. So now you can understand why when Sean said 2 pancakes, maybe.
Yeah.
The answer was, yeah, probably.
Yeah. Yeah. I've actually only ever backed two Kickstarters. One was the Mage Hand Press book with all the different all the extra classes and spells and stuff. The Valdespire Secrets.
Idle Champions Cookbook. This is Luke. Idle
Yeah.
Champions Baking Book, all pancake recipes. But you know who would write those recipes? It's Margaret.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I can tell just from posts that she had made that her baking and her cooking is like top notch.
I do miss the breakfast pictures she used to do every Girl Champions. There's a couple things where like, Margaret, we're coming over.
Yeah, that was such a fun time too. And she like, oh, it was Grill Champions today, but I made these like blueberry waffle
Don't say it.
something she made.
Don't say it.
I can say it.
Don't say it. Damn it, Garwar. You're ruining it for everybody. How dare you say the word? Cramble says that is a large pancake. Yes. Yes, it is.
Oh my gosh, the other one's even bigger.
The other one does have an extra person. That's true. I'm just looking at Kickstarter. Any cool stuff? Anybody ever backed anything on Kickstarter recently? Anything cool we should be looking out for? We have a second Griddle, so we can just flip this one from this one to that one. Yeah. So many board games. That's one thing I've the Illiterati. That one does seem pretty neat. It's like a if I can find it. There it is. It's a cooperative survival word game for 1 to 5, where spelling is only half the battle. Seems interesting. Seems like a neat word game, which I'm not very into, but seems kind of cool. Tentacle Kitty has a plush Kickstarter coming out soon, with Cobalt plushies. Yeah. Ooh, that's pretty cool. Cobalt plushies, nice. Oh, it says Stab the Cobalt. Yeah. Project Q did the Pixel Dice 2 last thing I backed. Previously did a game module, book, and Reaper Bones. Yeah. Last package of Munchkin Batman. Ooh, that's cool. Jay apparently backed a cool bag on Kickstarter. I think Kickstarter I think it's great. I very much just like the wait for stuff. We also did this we also did like a backing for this this thing called the Amy Cat, which is like one of those automatic cat like litter boxes. So when the cat poops in it, it scoops itself. It took like an extra couple months, like an extra year or two before it actually got sent out, And then during that process, we found out that they were also selling the Amy cat over Facebook to other people, even though the people who backed it hadn't gotten them yet.
What?
Yeah, so because they started running out of money, so they started selling off some of their stuff to get more money to then get the stuff for the backers, which was really annoying. So yeah, there was that. So that was a little frustrating. So it's like we backed that one. I backed the Vault of Secret Spire, which is okay. You know, it's a good book. I just got the PDF. I'm pretty sure, and it's neat. And then Pixel's been taking, you know, God knows how long, or how long that's one was gonna take. Yeah. So I'm very much like if I giving money to something, I want it now. I don't want to wait, you know, years or months to finally get it. What I really enjoy about Kickstarter is like that a few weeks after I pledged for a project, I forget about it. And some of my reward arrives is always a surprise. Yeah, that's pretty cool. That's cool. I know this isn't a support stream, but my PC crashed and I can't start the game anymore. It always stops at loading game definition. Oh, right. That if you, what folder is that? Hold on. I messaged it to a player recently. Let me pull that up really quick. I know the fix. You have to delete a folder in the game.
What?
Yeah, if you delete your so if you find the game folder, go to idledragons_data, streaming assets, and then downloaded files. So you want to delete everything in that downloaded_files folder. So that like Money Sign Prog means that there's like a corrupted like asset in there, so it's not loading the game because there's a problem with it. So yeah, so if you're on Steam, you can just go to like right click all chains, go to properties, go to local, browse local files, and then go to idledragons_data, then streaming assets, then downloaded files. Delete everything in that folder. Then when you open the game, it'll re-download everything back and then be nice and fresh. And then problem solved. Thanks. No problem. It's a problem that comes up every once in a while. The odd person. It's not like a bug or anything. It's just, you know, something gets corrupted on your PC, and that causes a problem with the game. So, quick and easy fix. All right, 1 hour later, we're almost done. Our first pancake. Hello, everybody.
Don't be like that, Sean. Don't be like that, Sean.
This is gonna be great though. Look how big it is. It's gonna be fantastic.
You made this happen.
You wanted this. Keep that in mind. Oh, I wish we could do a Luke pancake. That'd be so much fun to do a comic. Maybe I should really do a comic. All right, here's 2.
That's right. Here's 2.
Yeah.
The other one's got 3 characters.
Yeah. It's 2 carrots and 2 snacks and 1 out. That's amazing. Yeah. It's you do a lot of impressive work in 1 hour, Lee. So.
Thank you.
I'm excited to see how this is going to turn out. I think it's going to be really good. And while we're waiting for this to cook, I can go over the weekend buffs again.
Woo!
Boo, 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 boo. This weekend, it's the Shuttlefell Shenanigans weekend. Woo! Let's say shenanigans one more time. We're buffing Orkira, Jarlaxle, Jamila, Penelope, and Talon. With the golden epic this weekend being Orkira Slot 2. The Pantaloons of the Dragonborn. Woo! Game question for all knowledgeable chatters. What is the time gate piece cooldown? Yeah, it's every 5-ish days. And then once that cooldown happens, you have to then kill a boss to get the time gate piece. And that's a random drop, but usually comes pretty quick. Yeah, 5-ish days. That's your cooldown time. Yeah.
I'm gonna flip this.
Flip it good. Da-na-na-na-na. You must love it.
When a pancake comes along,
You must love it. That should have been our theme song. On the side like that.
play our theme song again.
I think I have it here actually. Hold on. If I mute that and play that.
Yeah, just
Whoa! That was not. Hold on. Let me intro. Pause. Let's start. Turn that on. All right. There we go. We'll tap the back. We'll wait for it to cook. We'll just enjoy the beautiful tones of Jason Charles Miller.
There's no time for waffling. He's here to draw and flip. Batter and eyes ready to go to line and fill and drip. News about and updates. Sean has tea to spill. New heroes and special boss and tales to fit the bill. Trading bars as we watch it bubble. If the heat's too high, we'll be in trouble. Every
Ooh.
champion down
Wow.
the middle.
Wow. Now take a photo of that one. Just want to point out that this did turn out awesome. Think, whoa, amazing, best one yet. Ooh.
Thank you.
Wait, where's Luke? Luke! Lauren, go get Luke!
Oh, we did it.
He did it. Noise. Yeah.
We did it.
You did it.
We did.
You
We
know,
did it.
the text is a little bit hard to read. All right, one down, one to go.
Forgot to bring a plate in.
Oh
Not that
no.
would fit on a plate. But I just had to basically like, set it on my desk.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So another one like that in depth and
Yeah, but let's do that one, but bigger.
thanks for your patience.
Yeah.
Blame Sean.
Yeah. Hashtag blame Sean.
Desk equals plate.
Remember to clip that flip. Jesus.
Yeah, clip that flip
Yeah.
and always put our Griddle Champion song on it.
Yeah. Luke says, "I'm amazed you even attempted the text. That's such that's such fine lines."
Yeah, and backwards. So it was. Although at this point, my brain could just do backwards for writing.
That's good. I know like text in pictures is like your worst enemy though.
It's not so much text; it's font. When font is really
Oh.
important.
Yeah,
And in
okay,
that
that
one-
makes sense.
In that one, it wasn't as important.
Yeah. Yeah, very nice. Ready for the next comic panel. Yeah, the font is Comic Sans. Oh, okay. I like Comic Sans. I know a lot of people don't. Lee needs a coffee break. Yeah. Not yet. He's got an hour. He's gotta wait for it. Oh, hey, Lurking Rider. How's it going?
Hey, Lurking Rider.
Nevada specifically did her objection pancake to challenge herself because these of the fonts are challenging. And, Nevada, how do you think it turned out? I think it turned out pretty well.
Which one?
The champions. Wow, the Ace Attorney like objections symbol.
Yeah.
Yeah, she did that as a pancake. It turned out pretty well.
Nice.
Yeah, it turned out. Take that. Yeah. Clip that flip. Has Crow Champions found that's the perfect catchphrase? You nailed it. That is the perfect catchphrase for this show.
Who was the person that first said it?
I don't know. I don't remember. I don't remember when we said it. Hold on. I wonder if it's in the document. Clip. Well, I wrote it down. I think somebody wrote it down on episode 86. But that might have been like after we've already done it.
No, I feel like it was. I want to say it was like a guest that was in, like someone we were making a pancake for. Part of me wanted to say DJ, but I'm not 100% sure if it was like that or maybe I don't know.
Yes, we're not that witty, so.
Pretty great.
Yeah, I mean we're pretty good, but you know. Yeah, I don't know.
You heard my brilliant puns that I do?
No.
They're brilliant. You even said so that one time.
I don't believe it.
Or is that when you say we're gonna cancel the show every time I do it?
that was the time. There you go. Looking says, just go home from work, a long day. It's hard work painting at a restaurant and being given drinks and curries throughout the day. Yeah, the more you drink, the harder the painting gets. Yeah, but the more fun it becomes, though. Luke had a question. Do you do any graphic design / tinkering with fonts and such?
I don't really. It's the weirdest thing is, you know, I get a lot of like, oh, so you must draw a lot or this and that. I don't enjoy other media. I love cooking. That's how I came into pancake art in the first place. But I'm an overthinker. So I have to do a medium where if I don't keep working, it will burn.
Oh no.
So I just have to kind of turn my brain off and go. And that's why pancake art really is something that I latched onto is, you know, for the most part, you know, doing these ones that are taking a lot longer, I have my griddle turned so low that it's damn near off. But I also have the clock of like, I can't just sit here and nitpick because I have a couple hundred people watching me do this.
Yeah.
And as patient as everyone is being, I can't go much longer. So by having the inability to think about what I'm doing too much, I'm better for it.
Yeah, we're just gonna have to go before it burns.
Especially like when we're doing events and stuff, like I got a line of people I gotta just make.
Oh, very much so. Sipes2 says, Sean, hey Sean, I have a question. I really like the recent change of shows and my champs will be affected by certain specializations, options are chosen. But if those doesn't show up for Freely's choice between lawful, neutral, chaotic champions, can this be added in the future? Thanks. Yeah, we're making our way. We're making our way through all those champions that kind of have like the targeting X amount of people or X types. So expect that soon. I think we just did a big update on that, so probably have another one coming up at some point. Yeah, that is a fun thing to add. Question: would leave you up for challenge or trying to recreate some of the sketching hour creations at some point down the road? We've done a bunch of the sketching hour stuff.
Yeah, the sketching hour ones are some of my absolute favorite ones to do, just because they're always so different and unique, and are just really kind of test the color palette sometimes.
Oh yeah.
But it is something that we kind of at this point make kind of like a special episode about, to just sort of knock out some of those when there's maybe a lull in new content coming. You know, if there's stuff that's coming out, which there's just been a lot lately.
Oh yeah.
Then, you know, priority has to kind of shift to in-game.
Yeah.
Oh wait, I forgot I have to write a bunch of things.
Yeah, we got to do. There's a bunch of like new stuff that's coming in, that we have to kind of focus on first. And the sketching hour is a good, like, I have 3 pancakes we need to do, but I have room for 2 more. Like, what can I do? Oh, I'll grab like a cool episode from Sketching Hour and do one of each. I never want to do a Sketching Hour episode that's just a Michelle one or just an Alexis one. Even if it's not fair to the other one of that in that day. So I always want to make sure I have a room for two. But it's been a bit difficult because the new champions will always come out with a key art. So that takes us all 45 to an hour, and then if it's skin, if there's a familiar, that's 2 more, and maybe there's something else going on at that moment too. So at that point, I'm like, we're already kind of running out of time for art. Yeah, I think I've gotten pretty good at like estimating time frames for picking up art. And people
except when he does the like, I'm pretty good at estimating. There might be time for one more. Can you do this? It has colors you're absolutely not using otherwise.
Yeah, I didn't say color. I didn't say I was good at picking colors. I said I was good at estimating time.
Yeah.
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 All you need to do though is say like, I'm not doing that one. I mean, like,
yeah,
okay.
I do have a lot. I do have a lot of agency on that kind of like, look, don't do this to me.
Yeah.
Sean will give me the like, hey, this is the most important thing that we're making today.
Yeah.
And that's like, okay, I got to make sure that gets the business, and then the other ones are kind of like a order of importance, and I can sort of be able to.
Yeah. Looking around, shout out to everyone who seems to have been working like crazy these past few months. So much content both in game and here. Yeah. Oof. Lots going on all the time.
Yeah, it's almost like Idle Champions is amazing.
Yeah, one would think. It's pretty good. It's a pretty good game.
It's a good game that's just turned into such a cool network too.
Correction: the comic panel I'm working on make for a fun pancake. Wait, is this the most recent one, Luke? Because if it's the one I'm thinking of, the one that that's been kind of talked about the most in the comics channel, that one would be a nightmare. That one would be pretty difficult.
It would be doable. It would just be a one pancake episode.
Yeah. The hard part of this one is that like it's because there's like a bunch of champions in the background. You start running out of like space to make them look good.
Well, I mean, what I could also do is not, kind of what I have to do when I do events and stuff is some editing of like, okay, well, let's blur the crowd a little bit, give it an effect of, like a focused camera shot, so it's a little bit, so it's doable.
Yeah.
With like a bunch of stuff.
Just like took like a Twitter, I had a notification. It was like someone clipped the flip. That's awesome. Thank you so much. Clip the flip. Love it.
Pardon?
It's working. I've had a lot of people in here workforce uni. Not a lot. I think just honestly, most people with a mod status are the ones that actually work with /4. So, Luke is drawing Yorvin frothing at the mouth as a pancake. Maybe has frosting as a foam mouth. I mean, you work like with us as the streaming side of things, so I'd count you in that.
Get a can of whipped cream and like flip the pancake and then add that.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Don't flip the clip. Fortnite.com says Pancake Lee is my hero.
Aww.
Pancake Lee is everybody's hero. Stipio wants to know, do you prefer using liquid, gel, or powdered food dye?
I've never messed with powdered food dye, but I have to imagine it would cause complications. Things that obviously could be worked around, but I use the icing gel food coloring
Mm-hmm.
because the Sean, the liquid, like you're kind of at home, what you can get at supermarkets, really messes with the batter, the cook of the batter, as well as the how the colors kind of come out. You have to use, like, I always say absolutely eat a pancake, but if I'm like back when I was using that, if I was doing grayscale pancakes where I had to use like this line work right here, the amount of liquid food coloring that I would have to use to get this shade, I would absolutely not have someone eat that pancake. It would just be so tacky, like texturally tacky and gross. But with this, it's just a couple of drops.
Mm-hmm. What are you laughing about?
Nothing. It was. I was just thinking about which I'm going to say this, but don't feel bad about your question. Any question you have is always a good question, but that is a question we get a lot.
Oh yeah.
So I was just thinking about the fact that Sean is like a pro at telling people that it's icing gel food coloring.
Yeah. But I'd always get the name. Oh yeah, it's the gel food icing coloring, right?
Yeah, gel food icing color.
Yeah. Color gel food ice. Yeah.
So my laughing wasn't at the question, just to be clear, because it is a very reasonable question to have.
Yeah.
One more, huh?
Yeah, just one more. No biggie.
No, and the background.
No, in the background, yeah. At least the backgrounds are pretty basic in these ones. It's not too bad.
Still pretty batter intensive. That's fine.
Yeah. It's a good thing you bought a lot of battery then, huh?
That's true. If I'm at a supermarket, I always pretty much always pick up a bag.
So hey, you were here yesterday. You bought 5 other pounds of batter. Yeah, I just really love pancakes.
Well, it's also the conversations that I get to have too. Like, oh, it must be having a breakfast party. You're like, no, would you believe?
Would you believe this is from our work?
Would you believe you're basically selling me paint in my eyes?
The grocery store is just everything here is from painting supplies.
I say that like I don't love talking about the fact that I make pancake art for a living.
It's pretty cool.
Like, it's just objectively cool as hell.
Yeah. Must be one of those things that's like we used to explain to everybody all the time. So I try to explain to like my parents, like, yeah, I stream for work. I'm like, what? You do what? Yeah, I go online and I stream like the game and stuff. Like, what do you mean stream? Like, I don't get what you mean. Like, Mom, I'm an actor.
Yeah. Mom, I'm a talk show host.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. Yeah. When people, oh, what do you do for work? I work with the community. Yeah, look, Mom, I'm on TV. Yeah. Yeah, it's Julie. I have to work with live TV. Yeah.
My folks are just proud that I wasn't doing drugs, so it doesn't matter. Like, they didn't care what.
Yeah,
Like,
that's fair. Yeah. Mom, it's like television, but just on the internet. And there's only one commercial, hopefully, in the very beginning.
I know, which sucks for me because I'm like, oh, I got to get in there so I can listen to our intro music. And then it's like, McDonald's has a new burger. Like, come on.
And nobody cares. Bring back the pizza.
The pizza.
It's either that or the deli sandwiches, man, because those were good.
Deli sandwiches? I remember those.
Yeah, I don't know if they might not have been in America, but we had them up in Canada. When I started working at McDonald's, when I was 17. They had like a little like deli sandwich station. You get like Philly cheesesteaks and like Caesar sandwiches and stuff. The chicken Caesars. They're just really good. So sounds like we need a description of what those ads. Yeah. You know, I always find that weird that like I'm not subscribed to the channel because I'm the moderator. I'm a moderator, but like you'd think that like because I'm a mod, I would get access to like the
Emotes and stuff.
the emotes and like like and maybe like act like I'm subscribed, but I don't.
Yeah, dude, I have to unlock the flip it emote every episode.
Yeah. Actually, I initially didn't unlock it today.
Me neither. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Yeah, Twitch want to get paid. Yeah. All these young people. McDonald's have pizza. Yeah. Yeah.
All these young people.
I think most of us are, I guess, in their 20s. Like higher 20s, 30s. Just says, I'm constantly by these. It's like making a painting backwards. How do you keep the overview of the scene when it's becoming layers on layers, hiding lines? Oh.
It's so the thing to consider, like the backwards aspect, is not something you need to consider quite as much, especially like if I do like with this one and with all of the ones for the show. Sean sends them to me flipped.
Yeah. Actually, here, yeah, I'll grab one of the art I sent you, and I'll maybe.
But where it really comes in is the layering aspect, is because it's not so much like the thing to think about when you're doing this is not the backward stuff, because either you can flip it or it doesn't matter, but the layering of it, because you're backwards also, and like you're drawing top down.
Yeah. So here,
and that's the thing to really consider when you're doing it. Like it's why I left this empty, is because I knew this might encroach on it, and I wanted to make sure that it was up front.
Yeah.
So now I can finish this half.
All right. Whoa, it's really big. Right, hold on, I'll fix this. Oop. Yeah, so this is like what I send Lee. Just in like it's just the piece of art backwards. I wonder if I can. Here is transform. Yeah, so that's the normal, right? And then I can, so that I just put it into Photoshop and just flip it and send it. That way he when he opens it up in you know whatever, he can just see this is what it's supposed to look like, and then when he flips it over, yeah, it's correct. Yeah, makes his life easier. It takes like no time for me, because most of the time, like
I also have an app on my phone.
Yeah.
That can flip if I absolutely needed to.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, flip it and ship it. Yeah, pretty much. Like it's helpful for like monsters and champions and stuff. So that way everything's on the right side when it's flipped. And most things are done in Animate, so like I can like copy from Animate, post it into Photoshop, and then just like extend and expand it to be like the proper size to make it look for like more detail and stuff, and then flip it and then send it.
I don't really like to look back, compare. Like I don't like to side by side a lot of my stuff when I look at them, because it's not going to be perfect, which is fine because that's part of it. Is like,
yeah,
if you wanted it to be perfect and not have the human touch, then why not just post a picture of it flipped? But I don't like to see the things that I may have done wrong in my eyes.
Oh yeah.
So I don't really like to look at a side by side pretty often.
Yeah.
Stop.
There was a small point. I was working in a recording studio when I was in high school. and the dude there said that he never let the artists listen to what they recorded until it was fully mixed and done, because there was always something they think they could have done better. So if you keep letting them listen to it, they will never stop recording. I guess the same can go for artists too. Like especially if you're doing something like this, where you're drawing off of something else, you're copying it or whatever. They're all like, oh, I could have done this line better. I could have done this line better, and then there's just no end to it.
The Desmond I made, I was just pretty happy with how it. But yeah, actually, I look at it still and I'm like, I could have done this a little different.
Yeah, we are our own worst critics, 100%. Yeah. As a programmer, there's always something that you can improve on. Yeah, I mean, like, you could code something one way. Someone could look at that and like, well, no, that's not very good. Then do it their way, and then you can look at theirs and be like, well, no, that's not right for this, and then, so like, everyone has their own way of doing things. So, art is never finished. Just the due date arrives, says Luke. Yeah. That's fair. That's a pretty fair point, yeah. Same thing for writing. Sean, always write the whole thing before you go back and edit. Yeah, very much. And always have someone else look over it. Oh, Urban Bohemian on episode 84. That's... that's who it was. All right.
See, I knew it was a guest that came in.
That was also a poll we did, where garlic is a way of life, mistake, vegetable, or spice.
Oh yeah.
And 103 people said garlic is a way of life. And I still believe that.
100. That many people like voting on a thing is pretty impressive too.
That's what about 103, 118, 129, 136 people voted on that one. Yeah. Garlic is a way of life. Yeah. Very true. Been doing that HelloFresh thing, and a lot of people they give you a lot of garlic. So
you've been doing that?
Yeah, trying it out.
How is it?
Pretty good actually. I gotta pick my ones for next week. But yeah, we get 3 meals out of it. We picked the just 3 meal option. It's like $80.
Did you say 80?
Yeah. And they send you like I had a little problem. We did like a garlic Alfredo pasta with chicken thighs and like spinach. It included peas, but I absolutely hate peas, so I didn't put them in. Peas and green beans, man, hate them.
You like green? Oh, green beans are
I
good.
hate green beans.
It's so weird because I was talking to green beans earlier, and they adore you. Like, oh my gosh, can you please talk to Sean? We love him so much. And I'm like, he's just not that into you, green beans. Yeah,
we actually had a meal that came with green beans, and I was like, it's to be fair, a lot of the green beans I've had were when I was growing up, we would have from the can, and so they're not that good. Like mom would just throw them in a pot where they would boil, and then I would get them on my plate. And it's like they're not good. So these ones are actually like fresh green beans that I tried. Like I cooked in some like a butter and garlic. And those pieces are still kind of better. Yeah, I know. I got that out. So the first couple were like they were okay, and then the next ones were like, all right, now this is like I'm getting that green bean taste now, and it's just not good. So I'm a picky eater. I was like, I'm not eating these anymore. I'm done. Green beans are a bomb. Tastes like sad grass. Yeah, very much so. Canned green beans plus a pack of ramen. I feel like I'm having a fancy supper that night. Oh my god. Hello. Oh god, I'm hungry. Yeah, me too, Agent 24. Me too. Green beans are delicious, and you're sad. Yeah, I know. I am. I'm sorry. I tried, man. I gave it a shot. Maybe it's just my cooking not good enough, but. Who knows? Yeah, What are we?
The entire length of my griddle is not the size a pancake should be. I'm just being pretend upset about it. I love it.
I know.
The only thing that would ever really bother me about doing this kind of stuff is to find out that people were like, I mean, it's cool and all, but God, it just takes so long to do them. Then I'd be really upset. Like, all right, we're no longer doing those ones.
Oh yeah, that would suck. I don't remember.
Because I mean, the thing is, like, Lauren even kind of said it, is getting all of this done in an hour is is still impressive.
Yeah. Oh god, yeah. Cream beans are canned. I've never seen that in the UK. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if it's if there's anything different or anything like that, but like it's, you know, like canned corn, canned carrots, canned green beans, canned peas. We have them over here.
Hey, this canned corn, delicious.
Oh yeah. I mean, corn
I
is
don't
just
mind
great.
a canned corn.
Corn
I
is
don't
just-
mind a canned corn.
Yeah. And what do we get? Oh yeah, so yeah, this. So my HelloFresh meals for this week were a cheesy chorizo pasta with
I
arugula
love
and
how you
baby
say
spinach.
pasta.
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 There's a cheddar crusted chicken with sweet potato mash and green beans, which I'm not looking forward to because I don't like sweet potatoes and I don't like green beans.
Do you like vegetables?
Not really.
Okay, there it
Yeah,
is.
it's corn. Corns, carrots, potatoes. I like green beans, sweet potatoes. Not so much.
Broccoli.
It's okay.
Does it have to be smothered in cheese?
No,
Oh, good. Okay.
a little salt on it, maybe. A little spice to it.
You know what I like to do is toss them in some oil,
Oh, yeah.
salt, pepper, and a little bit of red chili flakes,
Oh,
garlic, fresh garlic. Throw them in the oven till they blacken a little bit.
ooh, sounds good. And then we also have a one pot Italian sausage soup.
Oh, poor Nevada. Sean is the definition of a meat and potatoes
I
guy.
no, I really am. Yeah. Yeah, we what was it? We growing up, what we had was rice, some sort of meat, and usually slathered in cream of mushroom soup, and then a canned vegetable, and that was dinner. So that was just like single mom coming from work, slap that in, then done, and that was it. So my palate is not very enhanced, I guess. Yeah.
Well, because shepherd's pie and chicken pot pie have beans in them, green beans and peas. Nevi, because she said, but you
Yeah,
hate shepherd's
That's
pie.
right.
and-
I do not like shepherd's pie. Shepherd's pie is not. Yeah, it's nah. And chicken pot pie I don't like. It's just the chicken pot pie is like when you make the roux, you add a bunch of spice to it. It's just I don't know. It's not. This is not that good. We're getting all the details on Sean. Yeah, my picky food tastes. I just don't like a lot of stuff, man. You don't like shepherd's pie? We can't be friends. I'm sorry, Agent 24. I'm fighting words. No, you don't know it's perfect, so much variety. No, I like a good sausage and egg sandwich. It's not bad. Most things with cheese are pretty good.
I hate eggs.
You do hate eggs, yeah. Unpopular opinion: lasagna needs to have veggies in it. Just meat, cheese, and pasta isn't enough. My buddy actually I went to a buddy's place a couple weeks ago, and he made just a vegetable lasagna. It was really good.
Oh yeah, veggie lasagna is great.
Yeah. I was a bit like, oh, I don't know if I'm gonna like it. And I had a couple bites. I was like, Hot damn. This is really good. Yeah, I just think my parents, unfortunately, were not the best of chefs. So I think that has like molded my food taste. So I'm a very basic, like burgers, pizza, chicken strips kind of guy. And have cheese make anything good? That is pretty true, yeah. Shepherd's pie is great, but why attack someone by putting creamed corn in there? Ew. I mean, if you're gonna do it, yeah, use at least like actual corn.
Yeah, you don't really need the creamed.
Yeah, the cream kind of
Although
makes.
I do like cream corn, the good cream corn, not from the can,
Yeah.
but like made creamed corn that's got a little something to it. Maybe some green chilies or something in there.
What is your preferred banana? More green or more brown?
Perfectly yellow or bust.
100%. Yeah. If you are green, I'm not eating you. If you are a little bit brown, you're pushing your luck. But I'll eat you. But if there's a solid like brown chunk on it, no way. I rip that part off and throw it out.
Yeah, there is definitely a window for bananas for me.
Yeah.
That I will not. Like, oh, it tastes like it when it becomes like really kind of grainy and stuff.
Yeah.
Ugh. No, thank you.
Do you do the thing where you have like a bunch of bananas in your freezer that are intended to be for banana bread, but just never get
No,
used?
because I don't like banana bread really. You don't get to be someone that gasps at someone doesn't like a thing. You lose that privilege.
That's true.
I didn't give you any crap for the things that you don't like.
Yeah,
Because I
know.
get but like when you're a kind of picky that you are,
Yeah.
you are not allowed to be taken any kind of direction, even like taken a front. You're not allowed to let a gasp at me for my food tastes. Yeah. It has to be one of the most amazing banana breads ever made, and there's got to be something like to it, like it's like a
Sorry.
bananas Foster banana bread or something like wild. But I don't dislike it to the extent of like, ugh, I won't eat banana bread. I just don't like it. I've never had banana bread that's got like been like, this is singing in my mouth. I love it.
That banana bread's pretty good. We'll vote for that. I missed a bunch of things here. Safe says, Lee, your show may be slower paced than most of the other CNE shows, but one, the results are justify the wait, and two, it gives an opportunity to discuss all sorts of interesting things, like we were just doing.
Yeah, we're a talk show.
Yeah, we are. Yeah.
And at least I can talk while I do this.
Oh yeah, man. If you couldn't, this show would not be as interesting, I think.
Yeah, I mean, look at some of the earlier episodes. I get real quiet during a lot of it.
Yeah. Lurking around bananas also hate me, even though they're supposed to send to attack me. Ouch. Oh, you're allergic to bananas? Aw, that's sad. Oh, Zuki has a route of working on using CRISPR to cut allergens into the genes of food. That's pretty cool. That's some futuristic stuff that's coming out. Can't read the comments. Do you make pancakes, Sean? Yeah. I mean, he can have Twitch open on something, but
It's on. Yeah, I'm sorry. It's here. I definitely don't see them as much. I glance down. But yeah, I definitely need Sean to feed me things to talk about.
Yeah.
And he's terrible at it. I'm just kidding. No, he's just pretty good at it.
Oh, no. So one thing about shepherd's pie I'll put out is that the shepherd's pie I've had has been like potatoes and like beef and like ground beef. I don't think I actually ever had like a proper shepherd's pie.
It's not that far from proper.
Yeah. Ooh, yeah, 15-minute warning. Ooh. More like 10-minute warning, really.
No, 15-minute warning. This is happening, Sean. But we're close.
Yeah.
I can pick it up at this point.
Yeah, I don't think Sean liked lamb. Yeah, I don't think I've ever actually had lamb, so I don't know.
Oh, it's so good.
Yeah, I've heard good things about it. It's one of those things where like I think it's pretty expensive, and I don't know how to cook it properly, so I think I wouldn't want to buy it and then like fail to cook it right.
I like duck too.
I haven't had duck. There's a lot of meat out there that I would like to try.
Anytime I've been to like a French restaurant,
Get the duck.
got a good duck thing.
Yeah. The grocery store near our house was actually selling kangaroo meat for a while. And I was like, maybe. Luke said, if Lauren and I can get a house in Victoria, I'll have you over for some shepherd's pie, maybe with lamb. Good luck getting a house in Victoria, man. House prices here, not good. It's turning into Vancouver up here, man. Would love to have you in Victoria, but oh boy. Yeah, not.
Luke, how do you guys feel about coming down to Tucson? Our house prices are reasonable-ish.
They're probably a lot better than up here.
Yup, lurking writer, you got it. That hoisin sauce makes it.
Oh, he makes it sing.
See, Luke, I can see chat sometimes. Rarely though.
Yeah. Luke's asking, do you put any flavorings in the pancakes? I don't think so, right?
No.
Yeah, not for art.
I mean, you could, but yeah,
Yeah.
it really wouldn't yield what you'd want it to. Like the food, if you're trying to color it with flavoring or trying to make it the flavor of the color, then first of all, your flavor combination might be bad. I mean, what you can do though is go with like putting if you're just going like more basic colors, is put cinnamon in your batter to get your browns, or cocoa powder, and then you get your chocolate and your cinnamon pancakes while also getting cool art.
Mm-hmm.
Like at home, the home pancake artist who isn't mixing a bunch of colors and stuff, I would say put cinnamon in your batter to get the colors that you're looking for.
Yeah. Yeah, all the green tastes of beans, all the red tastes like chili, all the white's vanilla, blue is blueberry, yeah.
Gotta get those schnozberry pancakes.
Yeah. Ew, green bean pancakes. Ugh. It's gross.
We have messed with the idea of pancakes that are more or less naturally colored, like with beetroot and things like that. It's just it just doesn't work right.
Yeah.
It really doesn't get the yum yums.
Yeah. Luke does say never been to Tucson. That could be fun.
Sure would be.
Yeah.
Although I just moved out here not too long ago, so I would definitely not be. I'd be like, so what's cool here? I'm like, your guess is as good as mine. My family's pretty cool.
Yeah, to TripAdvisor or to Yelp. Have that pick.
My in-laws' house is awesome.
Yeah.
To hang out there. By the time you come out here, it might be swimming season.
Yeah. Jedi was saying Sean needs to visit Seattle. Yeah, Seattle is super close to us. I do want to go next. I do want to go next month because there's a convention going on, but I'm also like don't want to go to conventions yet. Like, the pass is carried over for the last 2 years, and I don't think they'll carry it over again because now they're actually going to run the con. And so it'll be like the first time we've missed this specific convention, which is SakuraCon, in like years. Which makes me sad because it's a super fun con to go to all the time, but I'm not quite ready for con yet. Jen's actually asking, is it very normal in America to mix things with pancake batter? Since you mentioned so many.
No, it's more like the concept of trying to flavor what you're doing. But I mean, there's definitely pancakes that are like that people make like they're flavored. Mixing fresh fruit into pancakes is pretty common. But like flavoring and stuff, I don't know. I haven't done a lot of it.
Hmm.
Sean, I don't think I'm gonna be able to get that other one made.
Yeah, you know what? I think that's okay. Oh, whoops! I did not pick my meals for next week for Hello Fresh. Uh oh.
Lauren, I'm so sorry that we're cutting so into time and making it a little bit riskier.
Yeah.
I really hope that. Oh, gosh.
The cliffhanger episode. Yeah.
Yeah. Tune in next week. I mean, that's just moldy on my griddle.
It's gross.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
Yeah.
Sean.
Looks like our HelloFresh next week is already picked for us because I didn't pick what we're gonna have. So
Uh-oh.
we're getting Southwestern style pork tacos,
Ooh.
a unstuffed pepper stew,
Hmm.
and a General Tso chicken sandwich.
Wow, that sounds great.
Yeah, that just sounds not too bad. The General Tso one, I'm a little iffy on.
Well, of course you are.
Yeah, mainly because I don't think I've. The General Tso stuff is usually a little spicy, isn't it?
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah, and that's what I worry about.
No.
'Cause
But you're
bo-
making it, so
Yeah.
you can ease up on some of that.
Does it already come with the spice? It doesn't look like it. Well, it might be okay.
It has to. It has to come with the things that you need to.
Well,
flavor.
yeah, it comes with most of it, but I don't see like the actual General Tso stuff. It just comes with hoisin and soy sauce.
No,
So I think it'll be fun.
that sounds great.
Honestly, I'm a little excited for the unstuffed pepper stew. That sounds pretty good. Yeah, the packaging for it too for HelloFresh is pretty good.
Did you guys get that? Because do you use your Dungeons and Daddies code for that one?
No, actually, I forgot to use the code for it, which is fine. We had a bunch of ones that had to come in with like mail and stuff, like flyers.
Mm-hmm.
And it's one of those things where like, you spend a day a week, go like, okay, this is what we're gonna like, pick. You pick your menu, and then you get it on Monday, and then you don't have to worry about it for the rest of the week, pretty much. So like, there's only like a couple days a week we have to like figure out what we're gonna do. But like Thursday is always nacho night, and that is usually out with a friend or have a friend over on Wednesday. So that's kind of like a do what you need to. So then like Monday, Tuesday, Friday are like can be the HelloFresh nights, and the weekend is like if we're going out somewhere, we're going out to do something, it's kind of free reign to do stuff. We're also usually like we usually go and pick up stuff from the store the day of. And during the pandemic, I said, we don't really want to go out, so let's order food, and then that became a constant. So this kind of helps.
Lauren, I'm so sorry. Or, Lauren, I'm less sorry, and Pancakes, I'm sorry, because there's just no way this is going to be finished cooking.
In 8 minutes.
There's just no way. that
Oh,
it's
no.
gonna be, or I'll have to rush it and rip it, I'm sure. But, I mean, I haven't even started the like, cook process, really.
Oh no. A question: can we fill the weekend boss one more time? Of course, Wandering Breath. I could definitely do that. So this weekend, in 8 minutes, it's going to be the Shadowfell Shenanigans weekend. We're buffing Okira's Elemental Fire, Joax's Piracy in Disguise, Jamila's Frontline Fighter and Berserker's Confidence, Penelope's Have You Met My Friends, and then Talon's Scatter Attacks, Spot Weakness, and Antagonist, all 200% buffs. And then Okira's, then the Golden Epic for this weekend is Okira Slot 2. So, that's in 8 minutes, 7 minutes. You're welcome, Wandering Breath. This is one of those loot comics, right, where they have the part going with the Spider-Man meme. That's it. Yeah, it's just everyone counterspell. Yeah, we interrupt this painting. He's painting and slaying to bring you more pancake flipping.
I feel so bad.
Lauren's gonna, wait, what? We might be ending a little bit late, like probably not before noon. I don't know if we're ending at noon, maybe a minute or two after. It's because this pancake's almost it's almost done. We just need to. We're just really just cooking at this point. So, early apologies if we cut in a paint and slay. That's not the intention. Ooh. Well, fine. I mean, fingers crossed, but I think it'll be okay. I see bubbles already. We're going.
No, it won't.
Don't say that.
I don't want to lie.
Yeah, that's fair.
This is gonna take more than 6 minutes to cook to the flip.
Yo, NBA, turn up the heat. Yeah. Yeah, they can cut a little bit into Garth. I mean, that's fine. That's the one thing I dislike about like being the early show that kind of starts cutting into people. So that one will then maybe cut into someone else, and then that one will cut into someone else. It's not fair.
Yeah, it is definitely harder when yeah, feeling bad about running a little over is not a fun.
Yeah.
Sorry.
It's okay. Well, it should be fine. We're just in that cooking phase now. So crank it up. Yeah. You can just rewrite the laws of reality. No big deal.
Yeah. If I crank it up, I'll burn
You'll burn
it.
it,
And
yeah.
I've got too many light colors.
Oh yeah. Yeah, we definitely don't want direct fire here. Hey, Laura, what's that over there? You better look over there for 5 minutes. Yeah. we are sorry, but not sorry.
No, I'm only sorry.
If you run faster, time will move slower. Oh, is that how that works?
Well, that's sad because I'm not running anywhere ever.
you look at this body. This body's not meant to run.
I don't run.
Yeah, don't ask Mars to help. He'll burn it down. Sorry, I'm updating the channel.
Remember when we were hoping to get that third one made?
We have time, right? This one's cooking. Get your second one out. We'll move it. We'll shift it over. Time is relative. He's my uncle. Yeah. Well, I gotta talk to your uncle, man. I want some time back. He owes me. Uh, 24-hour pancake stream for charity. Oh boy, yeah. You know, work speed potions if you need them. Yeah. Sean, if you're gonna end the stream,
Dan Cakes did that once. I think they actually did like a 48-hour thing.
Dang. But they had different artists coming through and rotating, right? Not just one artist the entire time.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, in our case, it would just be you making pancakes.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
Okay, ready for the flip?
Oh, okay. Let's go. Oh, hey. Counterspell. Yeah, and we're on time too. Look at that. Woo. Counterspell. Love it. All the counterspells. Please clip the flip, of course. We did it. Yay. And then we're on time too. Okay. That's it. Thank you, everybody. Thank you for coming to hang out.
Thanks for all the people.
Thanks for people. Thank you, Jay, for modding as always. Woo, you guys, you rock. I didn't say you were here in the beginning. I'm so sorry. Jay's been modding this entire time. Everybody, round of applause for Jay. Thank you, Jay. Thank you, Luke, for our awesome comics as always. Thank you, Lee, for doing awesome pancake work. Thank you, Chat, for being awesome as always and talking about food and my picky food habits, and for not grilling me too hard on them. Paint and Slay in 2 minutes. Okay. Bye. See you next week.
Bye.